I'm Josh Ferguson, and I'm going to be talking about our new student dialogue and how effective it was, and different aspects about it, and why it may or may not have been a good thing, and more about what our actual dialogue was about. Starting off, my new student dialogue was on vulnerability, and vulnerability is basically just being open with people and being able to share who you are, and being able to be open with people. Our group, I believe, achieved good dialogue. Most of our conversation was just discussing the matter, not necessarily arguing or fighting over it. We talked about how being vulnerable is a good thing, how it can be a hard thing, and how it can help you if you are being vulnerable in a good, safe environment. We also spent some time talking about what it was like, what a dialogue is like. And that was helpful because we were able to achieve a greater understanding of what dialogue looks like. It's not arguing, it's not debating, but it's just discussing a topic with no real agenda, with no just trying to prove you're right or wrong. And I believe that was helpful for all of us. In our group, there were active voices, and there were more passive and reserved voices. Active voices were some of the people. They were able to talk more, and they shared more, and were more open, and unashamed of how they felt about certain stuff, and they were able to kind of take charge and lead the discussion. And others were not as active. Some of them didn't speak much. They shared very little, and that's okay because they weren't as comfortable in the environment as others were. I believe that I was some type of I achieved a decent role in the group because I shared some things. I was more of a reserved, more of observing, and I was able to share some insights I felt like I had, and I believe that I helped add to the group and help add to the dialogue discussion. I think that dialogue is a component of the C1000 because Clemson University wants us to be able to discuss topics without getting into a debate or a fight. And I think that is important because as you grow up and you go out into the world, you're going to have circumstances where you're just going to discuss topics, not necessarily fight or debate, just talk about them, have a greater understanding, whether it's anything from political to or social, something big, or just a small, like deciding what to do or something like that. And I think that is important. I think Clemson University values it because they want our students to have a greater understanding of what dialogue is. I think the dialogue was somewhat useful. I have a greater understanding of what dialogue is, I guess, but the topic itself was somewhat. I had a decent understanding of the topic, and I didn't really gain much from just the discussion. Again, I understood what dialogue was more. I already knew kind of what dialogue was, but it gave me more of experience with it because I never actually had a situation like that where I sat down and had dialogue like that. But I think I will be able to use it, probably somewhat in my future. I don't really know where, but I will probably come across it sometime. Again, as I close, the dialogue was a success, I believe. Our group achieved good dialogue. we discussed without much argumentation. And so, yeah, overall it was a successful experience, and although I don't see where, I will probably use it sometime in the future.